Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine.
Good morning, Frederick. Today is Thursday. It is February 19th. I'm your host, Dani Gurrie. Welcome to Good Morning Frederick, the show all about Frederick, Maryland. Creators from Frederick, businesses, nonprofits, all of it. We cover it right here on this show. Thank you so much for dropping in. We'd love to see a comment. We got Mama Cone. Oh, yeah. Well, thankfully, we have people on our team in heaven rooting for us. We all need it for sure. Good morning to Connie. Thank you so much for joining this morning. We're looking up Market Street extended right across from Washington Gas. I still want to find somebody I know that works there who can pop out and say good morning to us with a little wave. I will hook them up with some free stuff for sure. Very exciting. We are 39 days away from, 29 shows. I said 39, 40. I don't even know how to count. I've had not a lot of sleep this week, so that is on me for sure. That is on me. Hey, good morning to Keith Hahn. Thank you for saving me on that one. Anyway, 29 shows before the big 500. And I appreciate the fact that many of you have been along for the ride since the beginning. And the new people, thank you, because you help to keep things going and keep us on path. Today's show, we've got our morning roundup with Bob Miller and AJ Randall, keeping us up to date if anything's been going on in and around Frederick over the last 24 hours or so. We're going to also go over what's coming in the future and happening in Frederick. We cover all the events that happen in and around Frederick County. Then Ryan, I think it's Diener. I apologize, Ryan. Haven't spoken to you, so I'm guessing on that. We will correct it when he gets here. Holistic Health Associates. And then Ailee Dixon, a Miss Maryland local title holder, who also happens to be blind, is in studio today. All right. The reason I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, I got the online shop up and rolling. That's right. promocircus.com/shop. And you can buy all the Good Morning Frederick merch you want. You can have it shipped to you, or you can pick it up at our new studios at 1 Warman's Mill Court, unit number 3. Soon we'll have signage. People are saying, oh, I didn't even know where you were. I didn't see a sign. Give us a minute. It's not even been a week. But the online shop is there for you, and you can support local nonprofits by purchasing the Good Morning Frederick merch. All right, it's time to get this show officially on the roll. Oh my goodness, we're almost to the weekend. I need that bad. How about you?
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash. Now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location. And TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.
In order to keep us up to date with what's happening in and around Frederick, we call this segment the Morning Roundup.
It's time for the Morning Roundup with Dani, Bob, and AJ Randall. Here to get you caught up with everything you missed overnight on Good Morning Frederick.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
Well, good morning. We got our morning mayor, Bob Miller from WFMD on Grove Hill Road.
Howdy.
How are you? And AJ Randall is in our brand new studio on Warman's Mill Court. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I have to say this weather is just not been great. I would love to see the sunshine and a blue sky. I don't even need the warm temps yet.
Well, it's better than white stuff. So
True.
that's make it that's a good news.
The bar is
That's
very low, Bob.
Yeah.
It is. Well, I mean, look at me. I learned from my wife because she set the bar really low when she married me.
Yeah.
You just carried on with that.
Now I gotta show you my shirt I'm wearing today.
I see your St. Jude shirt. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Mine are on my desk, so I'm coming by today, and we're going to check everything out. Of course, WFRE is doing the St. Jude Radiothon right now through tomorrow to raise money, obviously, for kids with cancer and helping out the families, which is a great cause. So
It is. I mean, you do so much for people locally, and I'm sure there's been some local families have had to use St. Jude's, and it's the last I heard. And I had a conversation with Andy Webb, the program director and morning man of Andy and Emma, and it's well over $3 million a day to run that place.
Wow.
Now, of course, obviously, there's no cost to families. There's no cost of anything.
Yeah.
The flights, the meals, everything is free and provided because of so much giving. But you also, to be able to treat cancer in children, of course, you have to be able to have the right people, the right equipment, the biggest and the best and the brightest have to be there. And that comes at a cost. I mean, even though they do such great work, these guys and gals who are finding these cures for cancer, they need to get paid. So, but it also, I think we focus on the children and the fact that if you ever had, oh my God, I hope never have it, a child with cancer, that the one thing that you don't have to worry about is being with them, staying with them, and any kind of a bill.
Yeah. And I believe you actually don't have to be at the hospital. It's in Memphis, right? I don't think you have to be there. They actually have people who've been covered here locally through some other organizations. St. Jude is far-reaching, and taking that one financial, which is a huge burden for a lot of people, obviously, and taking that away to allow people to focus on their child and get well. So that's it's really great. WFRE does an extraordinary job. Again, coming from another radio company in town to local daily media and watching two radio stations have huge impacts for families in Frederick, between WFMD raising money at Christmas Cash for Kids and WFRE with the St. Jude Radiothon. I'm always blown away at how incredibly the efforts are that these radio stations put out. So, doing extraordinary things.
And I can't wait till they bring the hammer. AJ Randall.
Well, I will be blessed. This will be my fourth year doing St. Jude. I actually 2 years ago got to go to Memphis and tour the hospital before we did our services in Toledo, Ohio, which, by the way, is the home of Danny Thomas, who started St. Jude. So I have a very, very big investment into the kids and the doctors and what the St. Jude does for the families. And at no time when you have something like this happening to a child of yours, should you even have to worry about, it's not just the Medicaid, it's the travel, it's off of work for months. There's a lot of things that these families go through that St. Jude takes care of. So it is a great organization. To be
I'm not with that station. I've never got to go. What's it like? Is it life changing when you go and you see something?
Yes.
I mean, look, we're radio people. We're typically, kind of jaded and sarcastic.
It is life changing. But because most of the people that work there, most of them are actually family members of children that have been there and unfortunately haven't made it out. Some do. We've gone from childhood cancers at almost 10 or 15% survival rate up to 85% with the work of St. Jude. But they want that other 15%. But when you go down there and you see these amazing doctors, peoples, volunteers, and you see the kids, obviously, it is something that'll change your life for sure. So and all that money, it's not like 10%. It's every penny goes to those kids and the families to do the work that St. Jude is doing. And by the way, they share all of their findings and all of their studies and research with every hospital all over the world. So it's not just they're just not keeping it in Memphis. They share it out. Obviously, if you can't make it down there, so it's pretty incredible.
I heard Andy was saying that Danny Thomas wasn't Danny Thomas that we all know and love today, but he was just a struggling actor, and he was apparently in church praying, and he's like, God goes, just, do whatever, and I will build you a shrine. And he tossed in his last $3 into the plate and walked out, and, look what happened then. So, and he did. He built a beautiful, beautiful shrine that will continue to live on long after he is gone, and he's been gone for a very long time, but it's still his legacy and his love for children continues.
Yeah, for sure. And it's incredible.
Yeah, and it shows that literally one person can have an impact. Obviously he didn't do it alone, but just that one idea, that one spark, that one, hey, what can we do? How can we do this? Asking those questions is a great way to lead into something like this that's helped thousands and thousands of families. So during the worst time, I can't even imagine. As a parent, I can't I've never come close to any of that. I thank God for that, honestly. But for those families, it's just a blessing for sure.
Well, I mean, let's see, which way do I got to point that one right up there? I mean, you do it all the time, Danny. You're all the time helping people. You're all the time doing things like that. You are, you always find good things to do. Now, maybe if you unfreeze yourself, it might be better. But, Dani Gurrie for governor.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Yeah, but she's frozen. Oh,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to multitask and not doing it well at all. But yeah, so it's, I tell you, I'm so proud to be part of these stations in some way and in this community as well. So generous. All right, AJ, what else is happening? Is there anything going on in and around Frederick we can talk about?
Well, that's where the good news stops and this starts. No, just kidding. But Moore is looking to offer ICE clarity after the 287G ban. After signing that law new agreement, Wes Moore issued 3 directives saying state and local agencies can still cooperate with ICE on criminal matters, including detainers, investigations, task forces, and custody transfers within constitutional limits. Moore stressed that people charged under state law must go through Maryland's criminal process and serve sentences if convicted, while also criticizing federal enforcement for chasing arbitrary quotas instead of focusing on violent offenders.
Yeah. Gobbledygook from Gobblyhead. I mean, in other words, what he's doing is he's like, oh, I've really screwed this up because I've listened, and now I've got, all these sheriffs are mad at me. A lot of people are mad at me, and he's like, oh, well, we're going to take care of the worst criminals.
Right. Let the other ones go.
Right. Yeah.
Fair wants later deadline, filing deadline. Delegate Chris Fair introduced HB 689 to move to Maryland's congressional candidate filing deadline from February 24th to March 20th, while lawmakers debate mid-cycle redistricting. Fair argues candidates should have time to evaluate new maps and decide whether or and when to run, as the House passed a proposed map, but Senate leadership has shown little interest in pursuing it. Yeah.
Again, we talk often about this, that it really both sides of the same coin. Doesn't matter what side we're on. I saw Rick Weldon, our president of the Frederick County Chamber, make a mention of this, that he says there should be a separate group that deals with this, but I don't think that there is any group that would be apolitical. We call the Board of Education apolitical, and we all know that that's ridiculous. So anytime somebody has a political objective or a goal, there is going to be influence. So I don't even know how we do this. I think I would literally, there's got to be a solution to this. It shouldn't just be whoever's in power gets to get more power by rigging this thing. I just don't understand how this can't be simpler. I feel like we should just line up all Marylanders and count off 1 to 12, and whatever number you end up in, that's your district. Literally, that's about as crazy and asinine as some of these maps are, where you have the Eastern Shore and parts of freaking PG County. Like, it's just nuts. It's really, really nuts. And I think that the country needs to take a serious look at how this is done and who gets to do it. I don't agree with anyone doing it. I don't. At this point, I don't think we've ever had a map. I mean, has there ever been in history a map that's not been toward one party or another?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Not since I've been dealing with it.
So
but I think it's time to throw up that graphic. Throw up that graphic to get it changed.
Yeah.
There we go. That's how we fix it.
That is how we do it,
How
Bob.
about we do this? Maybe you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to ask my Chat GPT to see if it can create an equal Maryland non-gerrymandered line. Yeah. I just want to figure out what AI would do without any due influence.
Well, think about this. If you look, there was an article that we talked about a little bit today, is that Hakeem Jeffries, now, he is urging Maryland to redistrict. Why does Hakeem Jeffries trying to pressure people in Maryland to change a map?
Because money is power. And
it helps the Democratic Party.
Yeah. And this is what I hate about outside influence. I honestly, and I don't know if there's any way to stop it. We really need, I really want to go back to, you have to live in your district. No money can come out of your district. You need to make the median wage of your district. So if that means the median wage of the people you represent is $45,000, you don't get the $195,000 for being a representative. You get $45,000. Then you know how the people you are representing live. I'm so sick and tired of this dog and pony show constantly, this semantics of who's doing what and why. We know that every politician is doing it for their own benefit, period, full stop, and you can never convince me otherwise.
Can hear the opposing ad right now. Dani Gurrie thinks that she can change the way you make money while representing your district. Well, let me tell you something. I'm AJ Randall, and we're just not going to make that happen. Vote Randall for governor.
Yes.
Paid for by Bob Miller, treasurer.
Well, it seems like you got it all together there, Bobby.
Yeah, love it.
Here's some good news. Frederick singer Ray Boyd advances on American Idol. 24-year-old from Frederick earned a golden ticket on American Idol after her audition aired Monday, where she performed a strong cover of Aretha Franklin's You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Judges Lionel Richie, Carrie Underwood, and Luke Bryan all praised her performance and voted unanimously to send her to Hollywood Week. Boyd told judges her father suffered a severe stroke about a year ago, making the moment especially emotional for her family who watched backstage.
Oh, yeah. I watched the clip. Boy, she is really talented. I've tried to message her and her mom, I think, and to try to get her on the show. Love to have her. So if anybody out there does know Ray Boyd, please get in touch with me. I'd love to chat with her and see what that whole experience was like. Look, I mean, I think I personally do not watch American Idol anymore, but I think it's a great opportunity for people to achieve some cool stuff, and we've it's just been amazing to watch some of these careers, including Carrie Underwood's, come from a program.
She got booed
by the American Idol, crowd.
Well, one thing that American Idol does continue to prove to me is that I don't think a lot of times they know what they're talking about, right? So a lot, including Luke Bryan. Now, I love Luke Bryan. I think he is a great performer in the sense that he's entertaining, but is he a great singer? No. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got a lot of number one hits.
I know he does, which proves that you don't have to be a great singer. You can be a great entertainer. You can have a lot of qualities. And so I do believe these shows pick apart things that make people sometimes original. And, there are some good people that don't make it through. And that is, I like the opportunity, but I think you have equal and better opportunities just on social media. If you're a local musician and you want to reach millions, turn on that camera, play your music. Your market research will be right there. Let me tell you. And it could be good, bad, or indifferent. But if I was a local artist today, oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I just read this comment. Our friend Stash in Toledo watching. God bless you. Many of you may have known Stash from 98 Rock days or the Bay days. I love that he's paying attention this morning. Good morning.
He was one of the cool ones to listen to.
He still is a cool one to listen to. He's in Toledo now. What's the radio station he's on?
He's on XKR, Classic Rock out of Toledo.
Yeah. He's on a great station in Toledo. You can catch him there.
He loves giving me a bunch of flack, but I love old Stash. So
yeah, Stash is amazing. It just made me laugh. I used to work with him at 98 Rock, as a matter of fact.
He wants to come back to Maryland. I mean, why would anybody want to be in Ohio? I mean, look at AJ. It's like, get me back to Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, yeah. Well, so I would love to chat with her and see what that whole experience was like for her. But really
cool.
Good.
Yeah. And finally, 21-year-old Michigan man Jonah Hill of Kalamazoo was arrested after a traffic stop on I-70 westbound near Harmony Road when deputies found a handgun and a suitcase that was suspectedly stolen out of Grand Rapids in 2022. Cahill was charged with felony firearm possession with a prior felony conviction and possession of a stolen regulated firearm, plus multiple handgun and ammo transport and possession misdemeanors. A judge had him ordered being held without bond.
So how did they know to look in the suitcase other than they pulled his name up and said, okay, maybe we ought to check to see?
The problem is deputies also found a small baggie of MDMA in a fast food cup in the driver's side compartment. So that gave them, leeway to then search the rest of the vehicle when they found the handgun.
Interesting, because I've been pulled over with a handgun in my car in Florida. I had the permit to carry, and I got pulled over, and first thing out of my mouth was, in that backpack, there's a gun. I said, I have a permit to carry, and he just looked at me. He goes, "You don't go
everybody
for that,
else in Florida."
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Keep your hands still where I can see them.
I mean, that's what you do. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously this guy probably had way too many MDAs, going down the road. And
Yeah.
Well,
so.
I tell you, sometimes you feel like it's just coincidence, but I don't believe that there are any. So again, one thing leads to another. You do pull up a license plate number. I mean, I did my ride-alongs. I know what they do to check even before they're out of the vehicle on potential anybody's. So
Yeah.
Good on them though. Glad to get people like that off the streets, but unfortunately there are many more coming right behind. So
Yeah. And that is your news for today.
all right. What's happening? And what's happening on WFMD? Anything good? What did you guys talk about?
They want to build a bridge over 26 to let pedestrians walk across 26 so they can go to the rails and trails. At $750, they've got a grant to design and start to build. And I'm like, we need to work on the sidewalks. We need to work on 15 before we get a rails and trails bridge over Route 26. I'm just so against this. Priorities. I get it if they lose the grant money, but
Well,
Bob Miller says no rails and trails. He's against you working out and feeling good.
No. Take your bike, load up the ponies, and drive it down to the C&O towpath and ride there. And if you really want blacktop, then you go up to Hancock and ride the Western Maryland Rail Trails and stop at Buddy Lou's and get something to eat. We don't need this. There's no trails or rails that are built yet on the other side of 26.
Yeah. How many people are walking from the Warman's Mill side of 26 to go there? I hardly see anyone crossing there at all. First of all, it's deadly. I wouldn't do it. But I would say we need more pedestrian crossings or safer crossings across the Golden Mile, where I see people walking every day to get from the residences down to the shops.
Well, that's like playing Frogger on 40, dude.
Yeah. And that's often, a mom with kids or people on scooters or, things like that. So, but you're right, Bob, priorities. And again, I would love to see transparency in our budgets so we understand. Look, if it's privately funded or if they raise the money some other way, okay, good on them. Let a private organization do that. Form a Friends of the Towpath Crossing 26 group, and you go about seeing how easy, sarcasm, it is to raise money for a pedestrian crossing when we've got a million other things affecting our county. But do it. That's what you should do. You need to. I hate the fact that these things kind of go in the doors and in the back rooms. It'll suddenly come out in a month or 2 months. Oh, hey, we just found the money for this from some other project. And I just think it's just, I don't know.
Well,
we'll all know whoever's name goes on that pedestrian bridge. We'll all know who it is.
Yes. The A.J. Randall pedestrian bridge.
That'll be my campaign signage. There, that will be it right there. There you go. There you go. Anyway. All right. Well, I know, is our other guest in the studio yet?
Both guests are here.
Both guests are in the studio. So that means we need to get to them. We don't want to keep them waiting much longer. Bob Miller, thank you so much to you. I will see you over there not too long. AJ Randall, thank you for that update. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're coming back with our guests. We have Ryan from Holistic Health Associates and Ailee Dixon, Miss Maryland local pageant winner. I love it.
And who's going to be first?
Yeah.
Who's first?
What's that?
Who's first?
Ryan was first.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll get Ryan in the hot seat right after this. Thanks so much, guys. See you soon.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves. Double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset. 'Cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Sponsored by A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business located right here in Frederick, servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding, windows and gutters, and they can even build you a new patio or deck. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. You can get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just tell Sandra that Dani sent you.
All right, we are going to head back down to 1 Warman's Mill Court, Studio 401. Oh, let me change the name on there. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Now, is it Diener?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I guessed right. Okay, very good. I wanted to make sure I apologize if I didn't mean to mispronounce maybe earlier. But Ryan Diener, you are from Holistic Health Associates, and I'm so excited to have you on. I don't know if you even know this, but my goal this year has been to educate more and more people about going back to the traditions of yesteryear, I guess, eating healthier, knowing what we're putting in our bodies, coming up with alternative ways maybe for pain management and all of these things that I think are really hurting Americans by the millions. So I'm so excited you're here. Tell me about your what you do at Holistic Health Associates and how people can utilize what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. First off, thanks for having me. I love your goal for this year. I think that's a great one. Obviously, we've had this goal for the last 20 years here in town. And so it's, everyone that comes into that sphere and starts to experience the potential of natural healing and some of the things that we have been promoting since we've been in Frederick, it just warms my heart. So it's great to hear that, and love your goal for the year. So happy to be here with you.
Yeah. So over 20 years you guys have been here.
Yep. I started here in 2004, and we had, one little room in a place on 3rd Street, and going down to the little shop down there. They were the only restaurant that was on the corner of 3rd and Market. And I was there for a few years. And then we opened up Holistic Health in 2005. And we were out on Patrick Street. We've since moved down to the area right near Frederick High School. We've been there since 2013 and continuing to help more and more people heal naturally and utilize some of the tools that are out there that, that people just don't know about, that people are a little nervous about, that people think, oh, that's just too weird, or it's just, some old culture that did that. But the reality is you have things like acupuncture, like nutrition, like supplements, red light therapy and massage therapy. And all these things are services that are just things that people have utilized for thousands of years. And we're taking we're kind of in a resurgence of some of these services and these kind of tools to get back to things that you can do to feel better, to get into your life, to start doing more activities that you want to do or that you want to get back to, or that you just don't want to be limited from. And we're just happy to be a part of it and happy to continue to help people as best we can.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I think, I'm just going to speak on a personal level. I think the word holistic freaks people out. I feel like they think that it's like some voodoo or something like that. But as you age, which I am, you start to look at the earth provides everything we need, and our bodies are unreal in being able to regenerate, heal, and do things. And I feel like we have gotten so far off of that path. Again, I'm not saying people should not seek medical attention from Western medicine, but for some things, I feel like we just go straight to a prescription bottle or straight to masking the cause. And this is what I love about holistic practitioners, is that you start to try to cure the root, whatever's causing all this other stuff to happen. And in speaking with a lot of holistic practitioners, I'm just so fascinated why we aren't doing this more. And real quick, I just want to ask you, when you did you ever want to go down the traditional path of medicine, or has it always been kind of holistic for you?
Oh yeah, I was pre-med. I was a biology major in undergrad and was planning to go to medical school, and to the chagrin of my parents at the time, decided to switch gears and go down the holistic path. And really it was just an influence that I had, and a family member, an aunt that was really into this kind of stuff. And she gave me a book on it. I had never heard of acupuncture. I had never heard of herbal supplements and herbalism. And, you know, I read it and it just felt like an entire world opened up. And it really does. A world does open up when you start acting from the place where your body can heal itself. It really changes everything. And to your point, you know, we have tons of partners in the Western medicine world. We are not anti-Western medicine. I think that's a bad rap that we get in the holistic space, that there's this separation between, you know, you can't go to your doctor if you go to, you know, a holistic practitioner. And I totally, you know, reject that idea. I think we need to use every tool that we have at our disposal. And I think that we can then get the benefit of both. But the challenge is that many people jump right into the hammer as opposed to doing things that their body can heal on its own. And then once you hit the hammer, it's really hard to go back. You know, once you're on that medication that they say you can't get off of, or once you've had that procedure, it's really hard to go the other direction. So if you can do some things to get you beyond this current phase, this current challenge that you're having, that we can help you with, and that we can get you back to doing some of the things you love to do, you may put off that medication for another 20 years. You may never have to have it at all. And so those are the things that we really love to help people with.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I love about this. And look, I talk with a lot of holistic practitioners, and 100%, I've never heard anyone say we are the be all end all. I think what a lot of holistic practitioners I talk with is by the time someone comes to them, they have maxed out what Western medicine can do. The pills aren't helping anymore. What they're doing isn't really working. And then they're looking for alternatives. And so it is a great way to maybe be able to wean off of some of those medications, or at least get some relief while you're dealing with some of these other things through Western medicine. So, yeah, I mean, I think that as a nation, one of the things I love about social media, and you probably love and hate about it as well, is the information that is out there about things people have been able to overcome utilizing holistic practice. And I know you can't take advice on social media for those sorts of things, nor would you give it online. But I think it really does at least open up the question for you to take to a holistic practitioner and say, hey, I read or I heard that these supplements, these, herbs and things like that can help with this particular condition or that one. And then leaving it to someone like you to help manage that.
Absolutely. And, if that is a problem, then we're part of the problem, because we're promoting things all the time online about, and on our social media pages about what we can do to help you, and what some things that you can do on your own to help yourself. And I think that that tool is really valuable. The challenge is, to your point, when you read something, and often when you use Dr. Google, you get the worst case scenario,
right?
The thing that's going to, the absolute biggest problem. And so then it's easier to jump into a stronger response versus just taking a step back and asking a few people that are specialists in the field. And so, yeah, look, we've had lots of people come in with bags full of supplements, and I've said, you don't need to take all those things. You need these 3 or these 4. We've had people come in and they've said, I heard that this, could cause a hole in my lungs. And yeah, that's true. That happens 1 out of 2, 10 million times. There's certain things that people hear on the news that get exaggerated, just like they do in the regular news cycle. And so we want to help educate people. We want to help them understand what we can do to help them and what they can do to help themselves. And really, it's just about living a happier, healthier life. There's this old phrase that comes up all the time that, when a healthy person has 1,000 dreams, an unhealthy person has 1. And that phrase is something that just sticks with me all the time. It's just,
That
You
is
know,
super powerful. I've never heard that. And actually, in thinking of it, that is, you're so right. There are people who are, this chronic illness problem we have in this country is just unbelievable. To hear people that are 20 and have had chronic illness, it just, to me, I'm 58, so I just don't recall this at a young age, and I 100% believe, without a doubt, it is what we are putting in our bodies that is killing us,
Yeah.
literally. And the processed foods, we're seeing all of these studies. Our bread doesn't even mold anymore. So I've gone, we're buying our breads locally from cottage bakers, and we're doing, I have my little garden out back. It's not producing a ton yet, but we're getting there. You know what I mean? Implementing small change. And I think for an everyday family right here in Frederick, it's overwhelming to think that they have to do a 180, right? I'm all about small change. Do little things. Stop, buy 4 less boxed things this week and figure out how to make things from scratch again. Doesn't take that much longer. You can pre-prepare it. You've got all sorts of tools with technology. And, I was telling friends several months ago, hey, I use ChatGPT to help me make healthy meals that are tasty. And I can quite literally use my Chat GPT and say, I have 2 people in the household. One has high blood pressure. One can't have this. One needs this. One has, iron deficiency. And Chat will spit out for me not only my week's worth of menus that are extraordinary, but my shopping list, what's in my pantry, knowing what I have to cook with. If you use Chat for nothing else, trying to figure out how to eat healthier in your time frame, I think would be a win for 90% of people in this country.
No doubt, no doubt. And there's so many free tools now that can really assist you to get that ball rolling. But that 180 is what people think. We hear this all the time. Oh, I'm not doing enough. I have to do all these 10 things in order to get healthy. And that's true. But when you learned the piano, what was the first song that you learned? It wasn't Beethoven. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just start with Mary Had a Little Lamb and then kind of work your way up. And it just takes one step at a time. And we talk about this in our nutrition program. We do a nutrition reset 3 times a year. And one of the things that we tell people is just because somebody else in the group is crushing it and is doing everything on the list and, has done this 10 times, doesn't mean that that's what you have to do the first time that you've done this. You need to take one step ahead of where you are now and then integrate that into your life. And then that's how you're going to build upon your and compound your gains. That health gain that you're going to get over time comes from multiple things that you're doing in a little way over time. And then that's how we're going to get to our goal.
Absolutely. And it's like everything else. I mean, you don't know what that person has been through. That person may have tried this 50 times and has finally figured out the formula, right? So to me, it's not a competition with anyone but yourself. And if I had kids today, my kids are in their 20s, but if I was having children today, I would 100% look solely to figure out how can I make sure they are getting what they need nutritionally for their brains, for their bodies, for their health. I'm not saying every kid needs to get out and run marathons and do 15 miles a day. What I'm saying is we are compounding we are burdening our children with the bad things that we have created. And then compounding it with a sedentary lifestyle and these other things. It's just so many things that are just putting us so far back from where we need to be. I'm so glad you guys are here. We've put the website up, HHAMD.com, Holistic Health Associates. I need to talk with you after I'll catch up with you in the next day or two, because I would love to do a series. My goal this year is to work with local ag here in Frederick County on how you can get fresh produce that is grown in a place plus fresh meats and all that. So CSAs is my big thing this year. Huge. And I want to combine that with someone like you, because you can then tell people, if you are having this problem, these foods are really going to help you. Or if you, here's how we can help you to supplement, utilizing some of these all natural supplements and foods and things like that. So I definitely want to get with you, and I really want to hear about your reboot. I think that sounds awesome, and I definitely want to make sure my viewers know that when those are coming. So yeah, I really love what you guys are doing. I'm so glad you're growing. How many practitioners are there?
So we have in the Frederick location, we have 6 acupuncturists and five massage therapists at this point. And then we also have a Boonesboro location. We have a great team over there as well. 3 acupuncturists and 3 massage therapists over there. So we've got a great group of people that just care about helping the community get better, get healthier, learn more, be able to take some of these concepts that you're talking about with food and how to pick which ones are going to be the best choices. This is what we do every day. We're here to help. We're here to be a sounding board and, to take some of the big concepts and help you integrate those, because a lot of times people will get hung up on these little things when it comes to health. Oh, I shouldn't eat that because in this one study, it came up as a potential problem. It's like, no, just eat more fruits and vegetables, eat more good quality.
Or I can't
meats,
have cake at my birthday party. Of course you can. Of course you can. Right? Of course you can still go get that ice cream or go get whatever you want. It's not that. And that, I think people have to get out of their own heads. That's an excuse. You and I know that. So it's all good. But we're going to help people this year. That is really a big, big goal of mine. And we're going to work a lot with you, I have a feeling. So I'm going to reach out to you and we'll figure out a program that we can use just to keep people motivated. Again, it's these little things. If just this week, you got that fresh produce from a place you knew that was local, that you can actually speak to the farmer who grew it. It's a huge, huge step, because I heard something the other day too. We were speaking with somebody who raises beef cattle, saying, in the packaged meat we get at the store could have 1,000 different steer in it, right? And they sell one where you can trace it back. It's one animal and it comes from this line, and they know exactly everything about it. And that's a huge thing too. So, but I appreciate you taking time to come in today.
It's a pleasure.
We're going to see a lot more of you, I'm sure.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Here to help.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then we got Ailee Dixon. Happens to be the first blind Miss Maryland local title holder, which is really awesome. We're going to talk with her about that journey. Thank you to Ryan, Holistic Health Associates, right here in Frederick on Patrick Street. Reach out to them. If you want to chat, he'll be, I'm sure, happy to give you any information you need. So have a great day. We'll see you.
All right, take care.
What makes for a perfect custom engagement ring? Truly understanding the elements that make a ring that's perfect for you. Custom by Colonial. The Colonial Jewelers box. There's just more in it.
Sponsored by Lawn Squad. Quick and easy quote, and you can be on your way to having the best lawn in the neighborhood. Watch the progress as Brian from Lawn Squad brings Danny's lawn back to life. Visit lawnsquad.com.
All right, we are heading back down to Studio 401. AJ is getting our next guest all nice and comfy, and we are going to be chatting with her. I'm going to change the name on the screen. She is not Ryan. She is Ailee Dixon. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. So I was fascinated when I got you in my inbox. Mm-hmm. So you are a local Miss Maryland. You're part of the Miss Maryland organization. You're a local title holder.
Yeah, I'm a local title holder currently.
That is amazing. So first of all, let's go to the elephant in the room. You are legally blind.
Yes, I get around with a white-tipped cane. I also have a bedazzled white-tipped cane
on
stage.
Of course you do.
Of course.
As you should.
Exactly.
As you should. How were you born blind, or was this a progressive disease?
No, I always make the joke that I didn't see blindness coming. It came out of nowhere. I became blind at the age of 20. That was only 4.5 years ago at this point. Yeah. I had a surgery to fuse my skull to my spine, occiput the C2, fusion, and it cut off pathways for cerebral spinal fluid to flow and caused hydrocephalus for too long. And it progressively took my vision over a 3-month period. And it really, no pun, but no pun intended, it really opened my eyes to blindness, because when it first happened, I literally woke up blind. I was fine one day, and the next day it was like looking through 2 straws. And I didn't know that you could become blind based off of no peripheral vision, because at the time I still had my acuity, which is your clarity, but I just had no peripheral. And over time it just became smaller and smaller until now I only have light perception. So I can see sparkle, I can see lights. I always joke that on stage I get blinded by the lights because that's all I see.
I love the wit and humor, because those of us obviously who don't have blindness, you tread softly. You don't want to offend anyone. And so I'm glad that you have come out the gate with that. But you are actually the second person I have interviewed that had blindness in their 20s. There is a nonprofit called P.S. You're Fabulous. And I don't know if you've ever heard of them. I might have to hook you up, because I think you would be perfect for her. She is a stylist, and she helps people who are blind to coordinate fashion.
I need to be hooked up. 100%.
I know. You would love her. She is amazing. And she brought in a client, because I wanted to find out from the client's perspective on how this truly helps them. And she also lost her vision in her 20s. And if there's any good side to it, I guess at least you had vision for 20 years. So you know what things look like. You know what color is. You know what the sky is blue and things like that. But also you've had that, and to not have that has got to be devastating, right?
Correct. It's what you lost versus other people that were born this way. They don't know what they lost.
Right.
So it's, you go through the whole grieving process when something big like this happens, even people that get cancer or lose a limb, things along those lines, not just losing a sense, but you go through this grieving process of the person you were and the person you saw yourself being. I was in nursing school when I became blind, and then I was told by professors that for any type of nursing, I'd be seen as a liability, even if I managed to get my degree. Gosh. Yes. So they kind of pushed me out of college, and I was only 2 years away from getting my degree. So now I'm a big STEM advocate. I currently work with Microsoft and a nonprofit called Taylor Swift Bot on making higher math accessible for the blind and visually impaired, because currently our computers that read things back to us, they read it as a Slavic language. They don't even see it as a math symbol a lot of the times. They think those math symbols are a completely different language. So they're working, they got a grant from the Department of Education, a $2 million grant to work on that. So that's been amazing to be able to work with them and I'll be speaking at the Microsoft Ability Summit this coming March or April on STEM equity, and I spoke at the STEM Educators Conference as well, and it's been amazing to hopefully for the next generation not have that happen to someone else, because I've always said I want to be the person I wish I had at the start of this, which is what made me just want to be such a strong advocate for others and myself.
Well, you are an extraordinary young lady. So how did it come about? Were you involved in pageants previously?
I was not. However, I have friends. I was in the hospital a lot, obviously. From 12 to 18 years old, I was paralyzed. I got Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is an autoimmune disease that attacks the nerves and destroys them. And in 80% of cases, it's fatal. So I was on a breathing tube for quite a while, and then in and out of pediatric rehabilitation centers, learning to hold things again, lift my head up. And then it took a long time to learn how to walk again. I was 18, but I met a lot of local, state, and national title holders through the Miss America organization going in and out of hospitals. So it really made me see especially pageant girls and title holders in a completely different way than I previously had seen pageant individuals, and made me go, oh, one day this could be me, but I was just too sick. And then when I became blind, I went, oh, now I can't do this, because there's little to no blind representation, especially to the point of white-tipped cane users, because there are individuals that are blind, but not to that point yet, because 85% of blind individuals don't use a cane or guide dog. So there is a very big spectrum, just like you hear autism or things like that are a spectrum.
Sure.
So I was like, I can't do that. And then I was like, wait, how can I do this, and how can we make it accessible? Because let's try, because if I don't try, then I won't know. And I always say, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? Because I knew that they could help me get connections to be able to do advocacy long-term for work, because that is really what I want to do, and go in and out of organizations and companies. And over this past year, I've been able to do that. And it's been amazing how much I've been able to do of the year. I've been talking a lot to Mayor Michael O'Connor, Frederick's mayor, about even doing accessible pedestrian signals, because currently in downtown Frederick, you hit them, they don't talk back to you. And as a blind individual, I then have to listen to traffic, but because of electric cars becoming the normal or manufactured more, they're silent. It's very hard for me to listen to them and know when it's safe to cross the street. So I actually think it should be a regulation that there should have to be those.
I'm surprised it's not. That is, you are exactly right, though. Yeah, I mean, it is. I know in other places it speaks, and that you have the ticks, so you can hear where you are and how much time is left and all that stuff. I cannot believe it is not already. So
especially since us having the Maryland School of the Deaf, we have right there in downtown area, we have deaf individuals, and then there's also the deaf blind that are also there. So it kind of shocked me as well, but it's these things that you don't think about if it doesn't affect you. And I don't see that as necessarily being a negative. I'm just happy that they're wanting to have these conversations, because people can feel defensive at first. I'm like, no. This isn't an attack. If you don't know, if you're not told, you might not know, because you're not in this space, and that's not your fault. But if you're not willing to listen, then it is your fault.
Correct.
So, but being able to do that, and through talking to Michael O'Connor, I now have an interview to be on the Equity and Inclusion Commission of Frederick County. So I'm really looking forward to that, so I can actively help create change. And I've always lived in Frederick, from Spring Ridge to Middletown to now Adamstown. I was born and raised here. And actually this coming March, I will be competing for Miss Frederick. So I'm really excited for that, and hoping to represent the county I've always lived in. And, this county has always, uplifted me to be able to advocate for myself, and then empowered me to advocate for others. And we have such a cute little town that you would sometimes see in Hallmark movies and stuff like that, is how I see it.
Yes.
So I really love this county and everything that it's done for me, and also for Mayor Michael O'Connor being so willing to listen and be like, hey, let's talk more. And then he had me being the opening keynote speaker to the Disability Pride City Council meeting that happened in July, which was amazing to be a part of, and even be asked by Mayor Michael O'Connor to do that was amazing.
Yeah, well, you are an extraordinary young woman. I don't know, again, having never have been through something like you have, the fact you didn't let it, define you, in the sense that you didn't get sucked up into a negative, just depression. I mean, I'm sure you went through phases of that, as anyone would have expected, but to come out on the other side, to be an advocate for others, to achieve the things that you have already. And I know great things are coming in your future. You just, you can feel it and sense it. So we are so proud that you are here in our community. Boy, I can't even think of anyone better to represent Frederick County in the Miss America organization. I think you should, and then go on to do more things. Are you looking for, if you compete for Miss, is it Miss Frederick?
Yes.
And when is that?
That is on March 7th.
Okay. Where does that happen? Is that the Weinberg?
No, that happens at Frederick Community College, actually.
I'm going to have to look into that and see if we can come out and check that out.
That would be awesome for you guys to be there.
Oh, Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm going to reach out to you after we get off here, and I want to make connections with you and Marie with PS. You Are Fabulous, because I think you are fabulous, but her organization is also fabulous, and I'm sure you can offer a lot of guidance for her too, and you would just be a great spokesperson for her to help reach out to help more of the blind community too. She does a lot of work in Baltimore with the Maryland Institute for the Blind down there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you got to keep us posted on what you are achieving and what you're doing, and we'd love to have you back for updates on that, because I know this is certainly not the last I'm going to hear of you, and I'm sure some have already. But this is Ailee Dixon. She is Miss Maryland local title holder, getting ready to compete for Miss Frederick, and then who knows, taking over the world, I feel like, but in the best way possible. Thank you so much for coming down to the studio today. And yeah, let's figure out what we can do to partner together with your journey to Miss Frederick and beyond. Awesome. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I do have to do what's happening in Frederick because we got a lot of great stuff going on, and we're going to be right back right after this.
At Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic, we understand how pain can hold you back. We're here to understand what you're going through. For a limited time, you can schedule your first visit for just $50. Give us a call and mention Good Morning Frederick, and let's get you feeling better.
Sponsored by Taco Bar in Frederick and Gaithersburg and Taquito in Hagerstown. Taco Bar is in West Point Plaza off Route 40 in Frederick and at 3 Russell Avenue in Gaithersburg. And Taquito is at 812 Frederick Street in Hagerstown. Taquito offers the same great quality food with a drive-through experience. TacoBar1.com or Taquito by TacoBar.com.
Wow, what a great show. I mean, and had nothing to do with me. Boy, 2 amazing guests, and I still have to get to this real quick, but I do, look, eating local healthy items, yes. Keith supports local business, local farmers, huge part of our economy here in Frederick County. And Terry Rowe at Maryland Bakes, who is a local business owner. Yeah, really great show. All right, real quick, now through April 11th, register your child for Frederick American Little League or Frederick Girls Softball. The websites are on screen. You can screenshot it. They are doing in-person things coming up. I think the next one is this weekend. Thursday tonight and Sunday night. Only got a couple weeks left to see Boomtown on the big screen, the story of downtown Frederick. It's at Warehouse Cinemas. Get your tickets at boomtownfrederick.com. You don't buy your tickets through Warehouse. You buy them directly. Saturdays and Sundays in March. Car washes for causes. That's right. If you buy a membership at Fusion Car Wash any Saturday or Sunday in March, local nonprofits are the beneficiary of those purchases. So right now, we've got Helping Hands and Caring Hearts signed on. I'm looking for 2 to 3 additional nonprofits who want to be the beneficiaries for car washes for causes. Reach out to me and we will hopefully get you on the schedule. And I know he wants to continue these. So if you don't get in March, don't panic. We will have plenty more opportunity. March 27th, Battle for South Mountain, the Brunswick staff versus Middletown staff at Middletown High School. Great fun watching these 2 staffs battle it out. But the beneficiary is the Mental Health Association of Frederick, which is the winner overall. April 1st, our 2-year anniversary party for Good Morning Frederick, our 500th show. It is a culmination all in one day, which is amazing, actually. 4 to 7, we're going to have a party at 1 Mormon's Mill Court. Unit 3, you're going to want to come by. Hopefully our signage is done by then, and we will have the place looking amazing. It is already amazing, actually. I didn't have much to do with it other than trying to move stuff around, but I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. When you walk in there, it looks like $1 million studio. April 6th, our countywide adult egg hunt will kick off. That is the first day of spring break. Want to thank Fourth Dimension Fun Center, Uncle Ralph's Bakery, and A&S Construction for signing on. Some of the prizes include $500 cash, Maryland Lottery scratch-offs, gift cards. I just found out Intense Barbecue is going to put in some gift cards as well, so you can enjoy some barbecue when you see their food truck out and about. And we'll have lots more. Every single egg, all 300, have prizes attached to them. Good Morning Frederick merch and others. All right, tonight, okay, there you go. In-person registration at Roy Rogers. This is for Frederick American Little League and Frederick Girls Softball, 6 p.m. Go there, ask your questions. They're amazing people. They've been doing sports in Frederick for a long time. I knew them 15 years ago, more, and still out there letting kids have a good time and learn these sports. At 7 p.m., our friend Pitts Quattrone is helping you to fight your sleep apnea by learning to play a didgeridoo. And I'm telling you, the didgeridoo is all about the breathing, and this is why it would help you. But it's a $40 drop-in at Brand Art Yoga today at 7. Tomorrow, Under the Covers, 4 to 7, a cozy book fair for adults is at the Attaboy Barrel House. Let's see, the 21st is another in-person registration at 9 a.m. at Roy Rogers. Go get your breakfast and talk to the wonderful people there. 10 to 1 is Met's Family Fun Day is free. So go sign up for Frederick American Little League or Frederick Girls Softball. Then take the kids to Family Fun Day at the Maryland Ensemble Theater. For adults, 6 p.m., traffic light night at True Standard. You got to watch my reel on this. Really cool idea if you want to just get out there and meet other people. Whether you're single or taken, apparently, you can tag yourself with your where you are in your relationship status. 8 to 11 Saturday is the Bootleggers Ball. I'm not sure if they have tickets available. You can check at celebratefrederick.com. The 22nd, Sunday, Bag and Cash Bingo at Vigilant Hose Company in Emmitsburg. And it is the 6th annual wedding show at Attaboy Barrel House. And if you're getting married, I recommend you go check it out so you know what is happening. All right. Gone a little over today, but what an extraordinary show. Both of those guests I want to have back several times so that we can keep up with what they're doing. They have great impact on our community. That is what I love about this show, and that is what it is all about. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me, for sharing the stream, for commenting to let me know you are here. We are counting down to 500 shows. I did the wrong math early. It is 29 shows to 500. I think that's pretty good. I've hardly done anything 500 times. How about you? All right, let's have a great day out there. And let's remember, no matter where you are in the county or beyond, let's be great, Fred.
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash. Now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location. And TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.